Mr. Blendy, if you're ready, we're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For Charm TV, we're about to begin. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's Thursday, November 3rd, 2022 hearing. With me are the commissioners. And Mr. Chair, are you ready to proceed? Do you have any preliminary? All right. Item number 1 on the docket. England's Eatery Cafe LLC, trading as England Eatery, 1423A West Baltimore Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603C12. It's my understanding. Is anyone here for that matter right now?
Let's pass it briefly and come back, okay?
This matter has been postponed to later in the docket. Item number 2, Warehouse Cinemas Rotunda LLC, trading as Warehouse Cinemas, 711 West 40th Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603C12.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Your
Fogelman.
Honor. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants. The city resident, Ms. Fisher, I've told her she could remain seated. She has an oxygen tank with her.
That's fine.
I understand that somebody's got to get on a plane, so.
Not for hours. We got plenty of time.
Okay.
I want to hear all about this. I really do.
please, I insist.
Mr. Fogelman, if you give me a second, I forgot to finish reading everything that your client asked for.
Thank you.
That requires $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, a seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, and requesting outdoor table service and off-premises catering.
Okay. Mr. Fogelman, do you want to proffer this? Or?
Yeah, I sure will, Your Honor.
This is Mr. Daughtridge to your right?
Yes, Mr. Daughtridge is with the company Warehouse Cinemas. They successfully operate some other venues, Frederick, Hagerstown, and have an excellent corporate philosophy on alcohol management. They serve tremendous food, everything from gourmet hot dogs and wraps and some more traditional pub grub as well. They are no strangers to this. They have alcohol management policies, like I say, in effect at their other locations. Ms. Fisher serving as the city resident here today. They have, I submitted a small budget executive summary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is an expensive business, quite frankly. Startup cost of $2.5 million. There is several $1 million in projection equipment and fixtures, restaurant fixtures already within the establishment. So I think they clearly exceed the seating capacity and the capital investment requirements in the district. So everyone who will be handling alcohol at Warehouse Cinemas will be alcohol management certified. And with that, we'll submit.
But there was a cinema there before the pandemic, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And that closed during
And
the
that license expired, and that's why we're here.
And did you purchase that?
Purchase the business?
Yes.
We essentially took over the lease, so it's a brand new lease for a brand new company.
And it's about $80,000 a month lease, I believe, isn't that right?
And when do you plan to open?
Hopefully late fall is what we're saying. We're under construction.
And I'm just curious about this, has nothing to do with your license, but are there movies available now to places like there were before the pandemic?
Yes, there's quite a few movies. We had a great Q2 in our other 2 locations, Top Gun, and the full Hollywood slate's not totally back yet, but it's definitely getting back to normal.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
Any issues at your other locations in Frederick or Hagerstown?
We have had 0.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in this application, the proffer from counsel and testimony from Mr. Daughtridge, whom I probably should have sworn in. So,
You want to do that now?
yes.
Go ahead and raise your hand.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can just state your name.
Richard Daughtridge.
And may we incorporate by reference what you've told us previously?
Yes.
And we'll make it part of the record. We're going to receive these exhibits as well. And on the basis of that proffer, the testimony, the exhibits received, and the materials contained in the application, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service and off-premises catering. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the proffer, testimony, and exhibits, I too would approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Yes, based on the testimony materials, also the exhibits provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and also the request for outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Ms. Russell?
Michael exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, 2 photos, 2 startup costs.
Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
That concludes this matter before the board today. Counsel for applicant has received instructions on how to legally complete the materials necessary by submitting them to the staff of this agency in order to obtain the license that the board preliminarily approved today. Next matter, Mr. Chair?
Is anyone here on the first case?
No.
No.
Anyone here for England Eateries Cafe, trading as England Eatery?
We have service on them?
Let me check.
Isn't it right here?
Thank you. Thanks. Yes, the letter was sent.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Okay. Come on up, ladies, please. We're going to recall the case.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
England's Eatery Cafe, LLC, trading as England Eatery. Proposed premises are located at 1423A West Baltimore Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603C12, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. Applicant is also requesting off-premises catering.
Which one of you is Ms. England?
Me.
And you are?
My name is Mahogany Brown. I'm her business partner.
Okay. Ladies, would you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. England, you want to tell us about what you're asking for here?
We're asking for a liquor license, Class B liquor license for our family-style restaurant. We're currently in the process of building it out, and that would be a great addition to another stream of revenue.
And do you, you know you have to meet these requirements for seating capacity and capital investment. Do you have anything on that for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Might as well give them the whole thing.
Here's the whole
your pick.
packet, and it is, the capital investment is right here.
Let's see here. Okay. So we will, you only have one copy of this, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll share it with the commissioners. I just want to make a note that we'll receive this for the record. And what I'm looking at is showing a total building construction cost of $338,000, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And additional capital investments of $76,500.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about what's involved in all this? The expense? What is this? What does it, I haven't seen this before, so does it represent construction costs or renovation costs? Or?
Yeah, they're, so the initial one that you've seen for the $300,000, that was the renovation cost. That building was like completely like gutted. It had a tree in the middle of it, and they renovated, you know, new floors, new everything. So that was part of it. And then we also are building out. So we're putting a brand new kitchen in, new floors in the basement. So in addition to, you know, all of the, you know, tables, chairs, everything else.
Okay. And I'm looking now at your floor plan, and let's see. How many seats does this represent?
75.
Just 75 on the nose? No more, no less?
We haven't had our fire inspection yet because we're still in the process of going through the permits and everything. We were just approved for our plumbing and everything else 2 days ago.
Okay.
And so we're still in the process of going through to get the full, but that was just a diagram that we had drew up just to give an idea.
Okay. Do you understand that to operate on the license, you're going to have a minimum of 75?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me share this with others. So tell us about your restaurant, because we're not familiar with it. What kind of restaurant is it?
It's a seafood soul food restaurant, and we were previously open next to Highlands Market or across the street from Highlands Market. So It was a prior location. And basically, it's been open since 2019. So we do catering. We've done catering for like Home Depot. We were actually about to do something with Southwest Airlines. So we are, out in the community doing work, and so we do a lot of weddings, repasses, in addition to, having the restaurant as well.
So you've been doing this without a liquor license, and now you want to add the license to it. Okay. And who's going to manage the alcohol?
I am.
And are you tip certified, ma'am?
Say that one
Do you
more
have the certifications for the training?
We're going to go through that whole process. All of our employees.
Okay.
is
And
gonna
how
go
many
through the
employees will you have?
process. As a total, at the max, if it's like a busy night, 10.
Okay. And will they be part-time, full-time people, or?
Yes. So we have two preps that'll pretty much be there in the morning. We have 2 servers, 2 chefs, 2 bartenders, and then if it's like, a weekend or busy, something like that, we'll have like security.
Okay. And you're going to have these people who are handling alcohol trained so they'll understand
Absolutely.
who they can serve, what they can purchase.
Part of everybody.
All our
Yes.
rules and regulations. Okay. And tell us a little bit about your background, Ms. England.
My background, I worked in sales and service for over 20 years between Verizon and Comcast. I left them in 2019, right before the pandemic hit, cashed out my 401k and just followed my dream.
I hope it works.
It's been working so far, actually.
Picked a tough time to do it.
Yes,
2019.
absolutely. It's been working so far, and I just sitting here, we prepared this information, and we're looking at everything that we've been through, and it's just like, wow, the process is really amazing. I don't regret a piece of any of it.
And Ms. Brown, are you just the business person, or are you going to be involved in the restaurant?
I will be involved in the restaurant. Right now, I do a lot of the administration work for it, so I handle like all of the catering, all of the deals, negotiations, things like that. So.
Okay. All right. Commissioners, do you have questions?
No questions.
This is exciting. Have you been working with the community at all?
Yes, yes, we have letters of recommendation
Oh.
from CPBO. Wait a minute.
Sorry, I had this all together for y'all. I thought I was going to be able to do it in a cute way.
You've been watching too much television.
Thank you.
So we have that, and then we have
the petition from the community as well.
This is great.
we
You
have
guys are
full
very
support
prepared.
from Southwest Partnership
Okay.
as well, and BDC.
Yeah, the Southwest Partnership, they did some canvassing recently, and we had went to their meeting, and they were saying like there's new, like a new medical complex that's going to be open in the area. They had a whole list of things. I don't have it all with me, but they were saying that they had canvassed and asked what the people in the area want. First thing they said was happy hour, so we're going to, hopefully have a happy hour for them, and food, of course. So everything that they said that the community was looking for, that's what we plan to offer. So.
Do you draw much from the University of Maryland there? People from the University of Maryland, do you draw?
Yes, we've actually done catering for them as well.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing further.
Okay. Thank you then. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the testimony received in the exhibits which have been received in evidence this morning, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with off-premises catering. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the testimony, the exhibits, I too would approve this new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with off-premise catering. I would say our staff, this is a new license for you. Our staff is here to help you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, given that it is, again, a new endeavor for you.
Let us cater for you.
Well, he may be getting married, so.
Oh, well, even better.
Slow your roll, Judge.
Yes, based on the testimony, materials, and the exhibit provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and also the request for off-premise catering. Good luck.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, capital investment. Board Exhibit 2, seating diagram. 3, 2 letters of support, and 4, petition of support.
Thank you. Good luck, ladies.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Applicants have received instructions from the agency on how to legally complete the obtaining the new license that the board preliminarily approved today. Shall we move forward?
Please.
Item number 3, FODA FD Baltimore LLC, trading as Spring Hill Suites. proposed premises are located at 400 West Fayette Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor hotel motel license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-903C12I, which allows the board to issue a license for a hotel or motel that has 1, a dining room with facilities for preparing and serving regular meals for at least 125 individuals at one seating, 2, at least 100 rooms for the accommodation of the public, and 3, a minimum capital investment of $500,000.
Good morning.
Good morning. Leanne Schreckengoss with Royston, Muller, McLean, and Reed here on behalf of the applicants. If I may, go ahead and have my applicants sworn in.
Yes, please raise your hands, gentlemen.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you both state your names?
Christopher Beck.
Jason Davis.
Thank you very much. If I may proceed by way of proffer.
Please.
So this is, again, a Class B license for the Spring Hill Suites, which is taken over, which was a long vacant building at 400 West Fayette Street, and have revitalized it into a 157-room hotel. It's actually a critical piece of the Market Center revitalization in the area, so is definitely going to be accommodating the public. They are open, just waiting for their liquor license to get issued. Jason Davis will be serving as the general manager, has a long history of background and experience in management of hotels. He actually was formerly the manager at the Spring Hill Suites located on Redwood Street. So, and Chris Beck is the corporate director of food and beverage for the hotel. Again, also has over 40 years of experience in the alcohol business. As I indicated, it's a 157-room hotel. It has a restaurant with seating for 80 people and a bar with seating for 10. The capital investment in this building was well over $20 million. $1.5 million alone was in the furniture, fixtures, and equipment. They have approximately 25 employees. 4 to 5 of those will be involved in the sale or service of alcohol. All will be trained in a state-approved alcohol awareness training program, either through ServSafe or Park Communications, which are both approved by the State Comptroller's Office. Their policy will be to card everyone. They will not be having room service, and the proposed hours of sale are from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Again, because it's a revitalization project, it is definitely there to accommodate the public. It will have no negative impact on the health, safety, and welfare of the community. So with that, I submit to the board.
And how long have you been open?
Since May 12th of this year.
And what was there before?
It was just a vacant building. I don't even know. Do you know what the vacant building was before?
Well, it used to be a bank. It's a Drovers and Mechanics National Bank.
There you go.
Been there since 1894.
Okay.
Keep the vault?
It's a dry storage.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Ms. Reckengoss. On the basis that the materials contained in the application, your proffer, and the testimony received, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor hotel motel license. Commissioners?
Yeah, based upon the application, the proffer, and the testimony, I too would approve this new this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor hotel motel license.
Yes, based on testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor hotel motel license. And I will thank you for investing in Baltimore City, and good luck.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the requirements to obtain the new license the board preliminarily approved today. Shall we move forward?
Yes, please.
Item number 4 on the docket, Lexington Market QALICB LLC, trading as trade name pending, 112 North Utah Street. This is an application for a new public market license with beer, wine, and liquor under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1002.1 B2 I, requiring that the applicant be an operator of an enclosed public market, have $5 million in capital investment, the location of the market to be surrounded by North Packa Street on the west, West Saratoga Street on the north, North Utah Street on the east, and West Fayette Street on the south. A public market license with beer, wine, and liquor would allow for on-premises consumption and off-premises sales. The applicant is also requesting outdoor table service and off-premises catering.
Good morning.
Good morning. For the record, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg, on behalf of the applicant. I'm joined by my colleague, Drew Tilden, Colin Tarbert, and Paul Rupert, who are our individual licensees, and John Constable from Seawall Development, who Seawall's been in charge of renovating the market.
Let me have them sworn.
Sure.
Please
I'll proceed by way
raise
of a
your right hands, gentlemen, and welcome. You're a
She's new.
Newbie to our
Yes.
place.
Do you swear or affirm to the, Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right, Ms. Hecker, you want to proffer?
Yes, please. As Mr. Blendy indicated, this is an application for a new public markets license for Lexington Market. This is appropriately timed right after the last hearing. This is all, part of the same market center revitalization. The redevelopment of Lexington Market has been a long time in the works. The original market dates back 238 years to the end of the 1700s. Ms. Tilden passed out a file full of exhibits, and you'll see some historical images of the market in there. The old market burned down in 1949. It was reconstructed in 1952. And is now obviously under its next iteration of renovation and reconstruction. The new market just reopened last week, in fact. So there's a handful of photographs and some news articles about the renovation of the market and some pictures of the reopened space. You'll see in there's a floor plan that shows the layout of the market. There's an upper market and a lower market. There are going to be about 50 vendors in various stalls and kiosks throughout the market. The selection of tenants for the market, of vendors for the market, has been a process that the community has been extensively involved in. Seawall received over 450 applicants for spaces within the market. They have selected about 48 of the 50 vendors so far. Only a handful of them are up and running, but the rest will come online hopefully in the coming weeks and months. The tenants are they'll sell the classic market staples: food, meat, produce, seafood, but then there will also be these prepared food stands and some other general retail goods establishments. You'll see on the floor plan towards the back of the file the green locations are the prepared food items that are generally around the edges. And I would also like to note that Faidley's is planning to remain in the market, but it will maintain its own license that will be applying separately to transfer their existing license to their location. So the Faidley space is identified as stall 21 on the floor plan, and it's excluded from the general market license because it will be under its own separate license. The market license itself, will require the overall public markets license will require that the individual vendors maintain tip certification for all of the vendors, and there will be a uniform carding policy to ensure that no one underage is served within the market. We're only really planning to have about 6 to 12 vendors serving alcohol. We haven't identified exactly how many there are. Under the state law, the ones that sell alcoholic beverages are limited to 1,000 square feet. So we're only talking about maybe 10 to 20% of the market area being dedicated to the sale of alcoholic beverages. Their general hours of operation for the market are 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Under state law, the market is not allowed to sell alcoholic beverages before 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday or before 9 a.m. on Saturday. So while the market will be open, alcoholic beverages will not be sold or served during those times. Our individual licensees are Mr. Tarbert and Mr. Rupert. Mr. Tarbert is the chair of the board of the Baltimore City Public Markets Corporation. Mr. Rupert is the president of the Public Markets Corporation. Neither one of them will be involved in the day-to-day operations of the market, but they have hired a general manager with extensive experience in the food and beverage industry who will be responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of the license. The proposed market meets the requirements under the state law for the issuance of a public markets license. There will be a capital investment of at least $5 million. There is a capital investment breakdown at the back of the file that shows just over $29 million in hard costs. In total, it really is about $45 million in total investment. Excuse me. The market's also located within the statutory area surrounded by Paca Street, Saratoga Street, Utah, and Fayette within the 40th Alcoholic Beverages District. There is a public need and desire for the license. Lexington Market is an institution that's been in the city for, as I said, 238 years. Having the public markets license and the ability to sell alcoholic beverages within the market is a great amenity to the market. It will improve the revitalization of this area. There are no other public market licenses located in the immediate vicinity. The only other one in the city is at Cross Street Market, which is over in Federal Hill. So this is, it does provide a uniqueness of services and will not have a negative impact on other licensees. And again, it's gone through extensive community outreach, and so it is in the interest of the public welfare. So for all of those reasons, we would request that the board approve the issuance of the public market license. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I just want to mention that 50 years ago, the Lexington Market was the bright spot of my law school career.
Yeah.
It was my lunch venue every
Yes,
day.
yes.
Back in the days when I could eat roast beef sandwiches for a long time. Commissioners have questions?
Yes. Just let me say, it's about time, you know, and with the investment, the one question I do have is that regards to security. So do you have a security plan? You have off-duty officers? Because that type of investment, I know the area
Speak to that.
real well, so.
Yeah, I'd like to have Mr. Rupert answer that question.
Thank you. So we have an internal security team that's there 24 hours a day. We also have close connections with surrounding police departments, so BPD, University of Maryland, Baltimore's police department, Transit Authority's police department. So we have an in-depth security plan for inside the market that extends to the surrounding streets as well.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Can you just sort of on a high level describe the community outreach and engagement?
That may be best for you from Seawall.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the pillar of this project from the very inception was community engagement, whether it be the selection of vendors. We set up a very large, very representative community group to not only ultimately select vendors, but also to create the criteria to select them. And that translated through to all aspects of the project, including, you know, the want for vendors to be able to sell alcohol along with their food. So, you know, if a pizza restaurant can have Chianti and the, you know, taco stand can have cervezas, et cetera. And so, yes, it was the largest community outreach we've ever been a part of as Seawall.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything further?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hecker and gentlemen. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the exhibits received, the proffer from council, and testimony received this morning, meeting the criteria as well under the statute, I vote to approve this application for a new public market license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the proffer and testimony, as well as the exhibits, I too would approve this application for a new public market license with outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Yes, based on the testimony materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new public market license and a request for outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, business plan.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hecker. Good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Hecker.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the necessary materials with the agency in order to obtain the new license that the board preliminarily approved today. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 5 on the docket, Ovations Food Services of Maryland, LLC, trading as Baltimore Arena, 201 West Baltimore Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor arena license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1001D1, which authorizes the license holder to sell beer, wine, and liquor by the drink and by the bottle within the arena from one or more outlets for on-premises consumption. As per Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1001E, the arena shall have a minimum capital investment, not including any real property, of $1 million and a minimum capacity of 1,000 people as determined by the city fire department. Licensees also requesting live entertainment.
Morning.
Good morning again. Leanne Schreckengoss with Royston, Muller, McLean, and Reed here on behalf of Ovations Food Services of Maryland, LLC.
And who's to your right?
This is Mr.
Tyler Kramlich. I'm the general manager for Ovations.
How do you spell your last name?
Kramlick.
Okay. Would you raise your right hand, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, thank you.
Ms. Schreckengoss?
Thank you very much. And I thank the board for excusing both of the licensees. They were tied up with corporate meetings up in Philadelphia. They are Mr.
The World Series, and we know it.
They might very well be. Mr. Brian Rothenberg is the Executive Vice President and General Counsel for Ovations. The parent company's name is Spectra, and James Pacala is the CFO and Executive Vice President of Strategic Planning. So they're both high up with Spectra, and they may be at the. I didn't even think about that. They may be at the World Series tonight, huh? So Ovations annually services more than 250,000 events annually with 40 million guests, so they're very well experienced in venue operations. If you may recall, they at one time did operate the Maryland Science Center here in the city, and Brian Rothenberg was a licensee for that location. This location, I'm sure you've read in the news, is a $150 million investment to renovate the Baltimore Arena. $5.1 million alone is going into the food service equipment, in excess of $1 million of the statutory requirement. The capacity for this location will be 13,000 to 14,000 individuals, depending on the event. Again, well in excess of the 1,000 person statutory requirement. As I indicated, the facility is undergoing a complete renovation to include new concessions, new suites, new clubs. There will be 250 to 300 employees at this location, 150 of which will be involved with the sale of service of alcohol. Every single one of them is required to undergo the Serve Safe Alcohol Awareness Training Program. All of the managers that have currently been hired are certified through the John Murray program. They are in the process of also having one of their employees become a proctor for the Serve Safe program, so that they have somebody on site to do all of the state-approved alcohol awareness training as employees are hired. Their policy is to card every guest, and they limit, you can only get 2 drinks per ID when you're ordering. The plan is to open in February of 2023 with the CIA basketball tournament. Fingers crossed that no construction delays. As the board knows, this facility was previously licensed, so it will have no adverse impact on other licensees or the immediate or surrounding vicinity. With that, I submit to the board.
Commissioners?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, thank you. I think we're somewhat familiar with what's been going on there. So on the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and any testimony received, meeting the criteria for the license, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor arena license requesting live entertainment. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the proffer, I would approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor arena license with live entertainment.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor arena license, and also the request for live entertainment.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits.
All right, thank you, and good luck.
Gentlemen, have a good day.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council is receiving instructions from this agency on how to legally submit the required materials in order to obtain the license that the board preliminarily approved today. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Item number 6 on today's docket, 100 West Lexington Apartment Partners, LLC, trading as trade name pending. Premises are located at 100 West Lexington Street. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1603C1 I, requiring $200,000 in capital investments in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people. Applicants are requesting live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Stephen W. Fogelman. I'm joined by Timothy J. Klimpa, who's an applicant for the license here.
You want me to swear him?
Sure, just for the...
Please raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Mr. Fogelman?
Yes, thank you very much, Your Honor. Mr. Klimpa is half owner of 100 West Lexington Apartment Partners, LLC. They purchased a building at that address, want to have a ground floor restaurant, and they have put over $7 million, $5 million into the building itself. As far as the budget goes, you know, the $200,000 cap investment requirement in this district is easily met, even just with the fire sprinklers and alarms alone at over $300,000. Mr. Klimpa eventually will have a tenant in that space. He's looking for fine dining, a client who's established. For now, they intend to, as they open up the building, they intend to operate pretty much, I won't say part-time, but breakfast and lunch, very limited alcohol sales. Everyone will be alcohol management certified, who, you know, any server will be, as will Mr. Klimpa and his partner, Mr. Jacoby. Mr. Klimpa understands the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board. He understands they're to be taken very seriously, and this is a privilege, not a right. The applicant, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can share with you right now.
Does this document represent the seating arrangements, or?
Yes, it should.
And
And how many seats, Mr. Klimpa, do you plan? We're going to have more than 75 seats pursuant to the statute, but what is your capacity in the ground floor space?
We have over 6,000 square feet total of retail space, which we could split up if need be if we find a smaller user. There's plenty of sidewalk space wrapping around the building from Lexington to Liberty. So plenty of outdoor seating opportunities.
But but the footprint will have at least 75 indoor seats, not including bar seats or outdoor tables, right?
At least,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Did you have anything further?
No, just it's an exciting project, investing in downtown, and we appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Have you located anybody who's interested?
Not yet, no. You know, we're still a ways from having the UNO, but we are working with the Downtown Partnership in trying to locate tenants for our space. They are focusing on minority-owned businesses for our location in the Central Business District. A historically derelict couple of blocks right there. So this is a pretty important investment in that central core right there, along with what's happening at Lexington Market and the Baltimore Arena. We're pretty excited about the future in that area and bringing more street retail and citizens to the area.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the exhibits received, and testimony received, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and outdoor table service. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the proffer and testimony received, along with the exhibits, I too would approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, based on the testimony, materials, and exhibit provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, and also requesting live entertainment and outdoor table service. And I also want to thank you for the investment in Baltimore City, and good luck.
Ms. Russell?
Those exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, capital investment, Board Exhibit 2, floor plan.
Thank you. Mr. Fogelman, good luck, sir.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received instructions on how to legally submit the required documents in order to obtain the license that was preliminarily approved today by the board. Next matter, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Item number 7 on today's docket has been postponed and will be rescheduled for a future meeting of the board, which brings us to item number 8 on the docket. Sarubi LLC, trading as Hobbits, 4517A and B Bowleys Lane. This is an application to transfer ownership of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Morning.
Abraham Hurdlehammer Sarabi LLC, trading as Hobbits.
And who is with you?
I have the licensee with me, Mr. Lutel.
Okay, so raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm on the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and statements that you make are the truth, the whole truth, and
I do, yes.
Can you state your name?
Upendra.
Mr. Hurdle?
This is an in-location transfer of Hobbits. The owner is just kind of getting, I guess, a little up there and wants to move on to different things. Mr. Lutel has 4 years' experience. He owned a store between 14 and 18. So he's familiar with the operations, must order from a wholesaler, needs to card everybody. All the staff that works there will be alcohol awareness certified. I don't think it's going to be a big staff overall, maybe a couple people typically. It is an A license, but the anticipation is that everyone will be alcohol awareness certified, as they should be. Their hours are going to be, I believe, till midnight, and it's a 6-day license, so they will only be open till midnight.
Anything further?
I have nothing further with this.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
Any issues at Waverly Tavern in those few years?
Waverly Tavern, yes.
Mr. Lutel, did you have any violations during your time at Waverly Tavern?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council and testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license to the applicant.
Based upon the application, the proffer, and the testimony received, I too would approve this application to transfer ownership.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of an A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
All exhibits for the record.
Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Was it your birthday recently as well?
It was my birthday, but
birthday.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions on how to legally complete the transfer that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Next matter, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Item number 9 on today's docket, Fielders LLC, trading as Fielders Tavern. Premises are located at 1184 to 86 Nanacoke Street. This is an amended application to transfer ownership from a contract purchaser of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, good morning. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant, Mr. Warfield.
Mr. Warfield, will you raise your right hand, please, sir?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Mr. Fogelman?
Yes, thank you. This is Fielders Tavern. It's long been a neighborhood bar and grill. And former Vice Chairman of the City Council, Mr. Reisinger, I believe you represented that area at one time. Yeah, so they're excited. This is a project between Mr. Warfield and his manager, Dante Summers. They are excited about bringing Fielders back with really good pub grub, good burgers, wraps, and chicken. And they are pretty much ready to go. The place had to be renovated, cleaned up. They've made outreach with the neighbors on each block, adjoining block, who are excited to have them back open again. It's another choice in the neighborhood for dining and for Ravens games.
And what's their background?
The background, Mr. Summers has extensive background management in hospitality establishments. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Warfield has managed a bar at the Red Door Lounge for several years as well. They understand, both of them are going to be alcohol management certified. They understand the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board, to wit, public disturbances and sale to minors, and they will be in compliance, they tell me.
And this is an amended application, so what was the amendment?
The amendment was, we had another applicant who applied and simply ran out of money, and so we had not a new tenant.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No question.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the amended application, the proffer from council and any testimony received, I vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license from a contract purchaser.
Based upon the amended application, the proffer, I would approve this amended application to transfer ownership from a contract purchaser.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer the BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license ownership from a contract purchaser.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council is receiving instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's preliminary approval by the board. Shall we move forward?
Yes.
Item number 10 on today's docket. Bajrangi LLC, trading as Patapsco Village Liquors. Premises are located at 3434 Annapolis Road, and this is an application to transfer ownership of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, and members of the board.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
For the record, my name is Gregory Lee on behalf of Bajrangi LLC, trading as Patapsco Village Liquors. And I have here with me Mr. Lewis Johnson, he's the city resident, and I have Mr. Mitul Patel, he's the co-owner, and we have another co-owner, Mr. Samir Patel.
Good morning, everybody. Gentlemen, raise your right hands, please.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes, if I may proper. This is a transfer of ownership application, Class A beer, wine, and liquor. It's Patapsco Village Liquors, located at 3434 Annapolis Road, Baltimore, Maryland. And then the current owners have been operating there since 2005. And then right now, they're deciding to retire, and these gentlemen will be purchasing the business. Both of these gentlemen have experience in the retail business. Mr. Mitul Patel, currently he's a staff clerk as an accountant. However, he does have a family who owns a beer and wine store in Gaithersburg, where that he helps out once in a while since 2014. I have here Mr. Mitul Patel. He is currently a pharmacy tech, but he has been working as a store clerk at a liquor store in Delaware. He's originally from Delaware since 2018 September.
Are these gentlemen related?
They're not related. Okay. All right, and then also Mr. Patel has, Mitul Patel has experience as a store manager in Dunkin' Donuts in 2012 until 2015. So these both gentlemen are both alcohol awareness certified, and then they did read the rules and regulations of the board. And as I mentioned before, Mr. Lewis Johnson is a city resident. He's also a veteran, and then he is also a retired, employee of the city of Baltimore. All right, and then let me see if there's any additional questions. Would also like to add that Mr. and Mr. Patel did reach out to Morel Park Community Center, and then they'll be helping out for any kind of events, and current licensee. They're participating through the community help through a local church, and then the current owners will, provide contact information if they could continue that, participation through the community.
Okay. This place has a good record, so keep it up. Okay.
Yes, we'll try to. All right, absolutely.
The commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from Mr. Lee, and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license. Commissioners?
Based upon the application, the proffer from Mr. Lee, I would approve this application to transfer ownership.
Yes, based on the testimony materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lee. Gentlemen, good luck.
Thank you very much.
That concludes this matter before the board. Applicants have received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer that was preliminarily approved by the board this morning, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Item number 11 on today's docket is Sultanpur Lodi LLC, trading as liquor station. This is an amended application to transfer ownership and requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license located at 6506 to 10 Harford Road.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. JU representing the applicants, Mr. Raminder Singh and Ms. Marlene Sanders.
Would you both raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Yu.
Thank you. If I may proffer, this is a request for transfer of a Class A license. This location is on Harford Road on a busy commercial district. Mr. Singh and Ms. Sanders are both of clean record, of a good moral character. They have no criminal conviction or serious traffic convictions. Ms. Sanders is the city resident who will be the resident agent licensee. She's familiar with the rules and regulations for Baltimore City, and she understands that she will have to monitor the business. Mr. Singh will be the one who actually runs the store. He has about a 2 months experience. He has been trained at the location for past couple months, and not only that, he does have a part-time job experience running and operating a liquor store. He's certified, and also he will be the full-time owner and manager. So he will have the control of all the employees, and he'll make sure that all the employees are certified as well.
Okay.
If the
Anything further?
commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
So this had some sales of minors a few years ago, so you need to be very careful about those to whom you make the sales. On the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application, proffer from council and any testimony received, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverages. Commissioners?
Based upon the amended application and the proffer, I approve this amended application to transfer ownership with the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership and also the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yu. Good luck, folks.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council is receiving instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer of the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward, Mr. Chair, item number 12 on today's docket, Bruce Gem Incorporated, trading as Jerry's Bar. Premises are located at 604 to 06 Poplar Grove Street. This is an application to transfer ownership of a Class A7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Mr. Yu?
Good morning, J.U. representing the applicant, Mr. Young-Min Chang and Ms. Faye Kimbrough.
Yes.
Would you folks raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Mr. Yu?
Thank you. Mr. Chang and Ms. Kimbrough are not new to the business. They are previous licensees. Mr. Chang used to own the Uptown Bar, which was a 1901 Edmondson Avenue, which he sold about 7-8 months ago, six months ago. Now he's moving on to purchase another liquor business, and Ms. Kimbrough and Mr. Chang is requesting to be the applicant and licensees on that license. This location is 604 Poplar Grove Street. Mr. Chang would admit that he does have prior violations, and this location also has prior violations. So that's something,
several.
Yes,
over the years.
That's something I brought up to Mr. Chang and Ms. Kimbrough up front, and I told him you have to do something about it because he has 3 priors, and the location that he's buying into has 3 prior infractions. So Mr. Chang indicated that he will make sure to train all his employees and establish a policy, perhaps have all the employees sign a employment agreement of some sort to make sure that employees are fully aware of the consequences of having to, sell to minors. And then he has instructed me to prepare a policy for his employees to sign. And not only that, he will make sure that all his employees will be certified, because all these infractions under his name, well, none of his personal infractions, but his employees, is basically lacking the monitoring of the employees. So he understands what is wrong. So he will make sure that he will get one of those card readers or scanners to attach to the register, so that every time a sale is made, the ID has to be scanned in. So that's, I think, one way to prevent the sale to minor. So that's what he's planning to do.
Okay. He should, understand, Mr. Chang, with a record like this, if you come before us, you could be suspended or revoked, so you've got to be careful, okay? Anything further?
No further.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions. All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, proffer from counsel and testimony received, a vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of a Class A7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Commissioners?
Based upon the application and the proffer, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yu. Good luck.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received follow-up instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward then, Mr. Chair, item number 13 on today's docket has been postponed and will be heard at an upcoming hearing, a meeting of the board, which brings us to item number 14 of today's docket, Caralaz Cafe, LLC, trading as Caralaz Cafe, 426 South Newkirk Street. This is an application to transfer ownership and location of an existing Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license that is currently located at 1400 Warner Street to 426 South Newkirk Street. Applicants are requesting outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Peter Previs on behalf of the applicants. Eugenia Corellis, the mom, Emmanuel Corellis, the dad, and Nicolaus Corellis, the son.
Can we have the family raise their right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Previs?
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, this is an application for the transfer of ownership and location of a Class BD7 license currently located at 1400 Warner Street in the 46th District. Corellis Cafe LLC currently has a beer wine license, and because of public need and demand for the full Greek restaurant experience with ouzo or metaxa after dinner, and they also focus a lot on, they're a cafe, so they focus on coffee drinks and the ability to use liqueurs in their coffee drinks. They are requesting approval of transfer of a beer wine liquor license as opposed to just beer wine. The current beer wine has been in place since 2012. It's a family-run business. It's the three of them and three of them only. They live across the street. They run a very well-organized restaurant, and it is very good food. And nothing's
Say
going to
why they're moving the location?
No, they're remaining at Newkirk Street.
It's like
They bought a license.
It's like a reverse transfer that we're usually used to someone transferring it to another location outside, but they're transferring it in.
Right.
I see. Okay.
So instead of going from no liquor license to getting a liquor license, they're going from a beer wine to a beer wine liquor.
All right, okay.
And then hopefully there's a market to sell the beer wine license.
Okay.
So they're open 7 days a week from 11 to 10. There are no other employees. It's either 2 or 3 of the family members are there at all times. And again, they live across the street, so they are part of the neighborhood and care about the neighborhood. They did receive a letter from St. Nicholas Church indicating that they are good neighbors and they support their request to make their restaurant even more successful than it is. It's a very small place.
Tribute, you know.
It's a pretty small location, and nothing's going to change with that regard. There's about 28 to 32 seats inside. There's about 10 seats you can max out on for the outdoor table service. Again, the current beer wine license, everything here is in place. The outdoor table service, we are requesting delivery and catering. They hope to expand their catering abilities in addition to the restaurant service.
All certified?
The last I looked, Mr. Emanuel was. If they're not certified, they will be before this license is picked
There
up.
was a violation a couple of years ago for sale.
Oh, I didn't.
2018.
Okay.
It was dismissed.
Oh, was it dismissed? I take it back.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Anything further?
No questions.
No.
All right. Thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 1400 Warner Street to 426 South Newkirk Street with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Commissioners?
Based upon the application and the proffer, I would approve this application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 1400 Warner Street to 426 South Newkirk Street with outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7B beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 1400 Warner Street to 426 South Newkirk Street, and also requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit number 1, letter of support.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Previs. Good luck, folks.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer of ownership that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward then, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
Item number 15 on today's docket, 2619-21 Foster Avenue LLC, trading as Paul's Tavern. Premises are located at 2619-21 Foster Avenue. This is an application to transfer ownership and requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadensky, 320 North Charles Street, representing the applicant in this case. This is an application, same LLC. Ms. Jody Adams has lived in that area, born and raised in Canton, or Canton for those that are the more sophisticated persons. And she has worked there at this location for well over 25 years, so she is familiar with the neighborhood. She's alcohol certified. She's had the same certification the last 20 years. She's active in the community with St. Casimir's and St. Jude's and the Canton Community Association. There won't be any changes in the operation. And as I was indicated, she lives right around the street from there, and she's alcohol certified. And anybody else that's working there will also be alcohol certified. Some of you may, it was across the street from the former American Joe's or American Harry's or anybody's American now.
There were some violations over the last, well, the last one was in 2020. So she needs to be careful.
Yes.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of a BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based upon the application, the proffer, I too would approve this application to transfer ownership with the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits.
I thank you and good luck.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received follow-up instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer. The board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward then, Mr. Chair, item number 16 on today's docket, Sheldon 2021 Incorporated, trading as Sheldon's Lounge, 4325 to 27 Belair Road. This is an amended application to transfer ownership of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr.
And
Harvey.
Commissioners. Sean Harvey, 309 South Conkling Street, Baltimore 21224, for the applicants. To my right is Mr. Gurdal Singh. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the corporation, which is applying. This is an amended application. The original application was filed late last year under 4325 Bel Air Road, Inc. The reason for that was that the idea was it was just going to be a change of corporate officers. But I was advised later that they wanted to change the name of the corporation. So everything that was submitted to the board since the original hearing has been under the name Sheldon 2021 Inc. When I went to change the license back in August, it was then discovered that when the application was originally filed and published, it was published under 4325 Bel Air Road, Inc., so that required another hearing to approve the corporation. All of the officers were before this board previously, including Mr. Singh, and approved by the board. The board, in its file, should have a trader's license, sales tax license, health department permit, a certificate of occupancy, and alcohol awareness for all of the applicants, all under the name of Sheldon 2021 Inc. And so now we're requesting that the board approve this license to be transferred to the proper name of the corporation, 2021 Inc., Sheldon 2021 Inc.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
We're accepting in evidence a letter from the Bel Air Edison Community Association in support.
I have the original here if you like it.
Okay, well, that's all right. I don't know. Ms. Russell, you want
No.
the original?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in this amended application, the proffer from council and any testimony received, vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership of this BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based upon the amended application and the proffer, I too would approve the amended application to transfer ownership.
That's based on the testimony and materials provided today. I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership.
Ms. Russell?
I got exhibits for the record. Exhibit number 1, letter of support from Bel Air Edison Community Association.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council's received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer. That the
Mr.
board,
Harvey?
Over here. Do you have a business card, by any chance?
that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Next matter, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
Item number 17 on today's docket has been postponed and will be rescheduled at a future hearing date of the board, which brings us to item number 18 on the docket, Mike's LLC, trading as trade name pending, 6427 to 29 Hartford Road. This is an application to transfer ownership of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Morning.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Commissioners. Joseph R. Woolman on behalf of the applicant, who is standing to my right, and Stacy McKenzie is also to my right.
Do you want them to testify?
Actually, I'd like to proffer, if that
Go
would
ahead.
please, Commissioners. I'll first, for the record, hand in a copy of our outline and also a copy of the certification for Mr. Branch. And if it please you, Your Honor, and the Commissioners, this is the Holiday House on Hartford Road. It's been there for For many, many years, the premises includes a restaurant in the front space and an event space in the back. We have a floor plan that accompanied our application, which should be in your file. The applicant is Mr. Branch, Michael Branch. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board, and he pledges to abide by them. Mr. Branch was born in 1976. He lives in Baltimore, Maryland. Regarding community outreach, the management team reached out and continues to enjoy a positive working relationship with the Westfield Community Association in that area. Criteria to approve the application under 4210A, public need and desire for the license, the ability to serve alcohol as a complement. The restaurant enhances its ability to provide a unique service to the residents and visitors along Hartford Road. Number and location of existing license holders. There are 3 other licenses in the area, according to the board's records, none of which are a Class BD7. The potential effect on existing license holders of the license for which the application is made. The location of the license complements a vibrant commercial corridor along Hartford Road. The potential commonality or uniqueness of the services and products to be offered by the business of the applicant. The operators will continue to offer unique services at a long-established venue. The impact of the license for which the application is made on the health, safety, and welfare of the community, including issues related to crime, traffic, parking, and convenience. The license will have no adverse impacts, and the operators will continue to seek the input of the surrounding businesses and residents. Any other factors the board may consider. Mr. Branch is an experienced event planner, has managed events at venues such as the Science Center, the Aquarium, and the World Trade Center, and you now have a copy of his certification as part of the record. With that, I would submit.
And will others who handle alcohol be certified as well?
I believe anybody that will handle that you plan to have them certified, yes.
Okay. Commissioners?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Woolman. On the basis then, and we'll receive these exhibits as evidence. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, proffer from council, the exhibits and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based upon the application, the proffer, and the exhibits received, I too would approve this application to transfer ownership.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Ms. Russell?
Can I have the exhibits? Can I have the exhibits?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Board exhibit number 1, alcohol awareness certification. Board exhibit number 2, business plan.
Thank you, Mr. Woolman, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received follow-up instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Next matter, Mr. Chair, is item number 19 on today's docket. Eat Group LLC, trading as EAT, Egg Rolls and Tacos, 1371 Andre Street. This is an application to transfer ownership with the continuation of live entertainment of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadansky, 320 North Charles Street. It's an application to transfer an existing licensing location at Andre Street. It's been there for quite some time. I have to say it's one of the places that I went to was B.J. Patrick's back then. And they really had some characters in there. If you remember, Ha Ha used to be there and other groups, but it was very, very interesting. In this case, the applicants and his parties that are involved have well over 90 years worth of experience. They have, and we all call certified. We do have letters. You probably had a letter from.
Received a letter from Councilman Costello.
Councilman Costello. And then also I have a letter from the Locust Point Civic Association.
It'll be received.
There's a couple of excellent there. And lastly, to be noted, I have a letter of support from Brian McHale, was former commissioner on the board and lives right around the corner. I know he was a frequenter of J. Patrick's. So along with that, they will have live entertainment that would be consistent with their use and occupancy permit. All the parties will be alcohol certified that serve alcohol, and they'll be familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board.
All right. Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kanansky. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the exhibits received, including all the supporting materials and any testimony, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license with continued live entertainment.
Based upon the application, the proffer, and the exhibits, I too would approve this application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment.
Yes, based on the testimony and materials provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment. And council, I just want you to know, took the cobwebs out of my memory bank, going way, way back. I was a water hole back then.
And just to let you know, I remember being there. I don't know whether I was forced to be there or I went there, but I had a good time. And then I was there with Mr. McKeel, and he said, who's that fellow going like this to us? He said, that's Mr. Ha-Ha. And they call him Ha-Ha because he's ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. Whether he's dead or alive, God love him.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, letter of support from Councilman Costello. Board Exhibit 2, letter of support from Locust Point Civic Association. And 3, letter of support from community.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Owen.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received instructions from this agency on how to legally complete the transfer that the board preliminarily approved today, which by law must occur within 180 days of today's hearing. Moving forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
All right. Moving on out of transfer applications to new applications, these last two items are 90-day transfer hardship request. Item number 20, S&S Liquors LLC, trading as Belvedere Plaza Liquors, 5658 The Alameda. This is a request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1705B for a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
For the record, Melvin J. Kadensky representing the requesters. In this case here, we're very close. The problem we're having with the comptroller's office, I don't know whether it's true or not, but it seems they lost some records and people have to go ahead and reapply for a lot of things, but everything's been approved. We're up to the comptroller and one other issue, but we probably won't need the whole 90 days, but we do need an extension.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No question.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Konecki. On the basis of your proffer this morning, your letter of October 5 to the board requesting this 90-day transfer hardship extension, I'd vote to approve it.
Based upon the October 5th letter and the reasons contained therein, I would grant this request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Yes, based on the testimony and letter provided today, I also vote to approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits.
All right. Thank you.
That concludes this matter before the board. Then, final matter, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Item number 21 on today's docket. BSRR LLC, trading as Clubhouse Bar and Grill, 4217 Erdman Avenue. This is a request for a 90-day transfer hardship extension under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12-1705B for a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Are you Mr. Shetri? Okay. And you are?
I'm the building owner, Manpreet Singh.
Okay. Would you gentlemen raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Am I saying your name correctly? Shetri?
Yes.
You submitted a letter on October 6th requesting this 90-day transfer hardship extension. Do you want to tell us the basis for the request?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Actually, the building had some violation back in years, so we had the contractor, and we were under the impression that that's been taken care of it. But once we had this pre-approval and we were getting through the inspections, so they were still open. So we submitted everything to the zoning department, all that. So we got approval on the permit last week. So we just need more in time just for the safety side, in case a building inspector will come if we have to, he has to inspect it to close the permit, and then he'll be able to give us use and occupancy.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
No question.
Questions.
All right. Thank you. On the basis of the materials contained here, including the letter from October 6th from Mr. Shetri and the proffer this morning, I vote to grant this 90-day transfer hardship extension.
Based on the October 6th letter and the testimony here, I vote to grant this transfer hardship extension for 90 days.
Based on the testimony and letter provided today, I also vote to approve the request for a transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
That concludes this matter before the board. And Mr. Chair and Commissioners, that concludes all matters on the docket before you today.
So we have completed our docket, and we're in recess until when?
The board would be in recess until Thursday, November 17th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m.
All right. Thank you to everyone, including especially our inspectors and staff, and we'll see you then.
Off the record.